right, everyone, welcome to our core stability session. I'm going to get our Lady Gaga going today, and we're going to start on the ground on our backs. Go ahead and get into your hundreds position. So feet flat on the floor, arms reaching long by the toes, and curl up, chin to chest. Get those shoulder blades hovering and pump those arms up and down just an inch or two above the hips and then below the hips, keeping the arms straight as they lift and lower just a few inches. This pumping motion of the arms is just adding instability through the abs and through the core. Trying to keep those shoulder blades lifted, shoulder blades hovering the entire time, warming up through the ab wall. If you'd like to add work or more work through the low abs, you can lift your feet off the ground, either keeping your knees bent, knees stacked over the hips, or you can extend your legs straight out to a diagonal. You choose what works for you. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, in 3, 2, 1, we rest our heads. Nice job. We're going to take it to sit-ups, crunches, or roll-ups next. So you choose what's going to work best for you. For crunches, hands behind head, elbows wide, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. You curl and release, getting the shoulder blades to hover and release. Think about the neck as an extension of the spine here, keeping it nice and long, trying to avoid putting pressure behind the head. And if you'd like to do sit-ups, hands to the ceiling, feet still planted, roll all the way up until your shoulders are stacked fully over your hips, and then roll all the way back down. When you're up, your hands are forward, extended in front of the shoulders. When you're lying down, the hands are to the ceiling. So the arms are always in line with the shoulders here, but the shoulders face up and then they face forward as you move up and back. You can also take it to a roll-up, which is the same as a sit-up, but your legs are out long, giving you a little bit more base of support on the ground. I'm shedding a layer here already. When you are ready, come on back to a lying position, feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, and take your hands, push them down into the ground outside your hips. We're going to take it to single leg circles. Go ahead and take your right leg straight, point it to the ceiling, and we're going to draw circles with that right leg. We're going to go across the body first, so think counterclockwise. So go left, down, right, and up through center. Making circles, you can make them lower, you can make them higher towards the ceiling. Play with it here. Keep your leg as straight as you can and keep your upper body still. Try to think about gluing your low back, your entire torso to the ground like cement. And reverse directions of your circle. So now we'll go clockwise, right, down, left, up, and through center. You've got it. Warming up through those leg muscles. They're going to help stabilize us later through balance. And keeping your core solid, upper body still. Warming up through that ab wall. 3, 2, 1, go ahead and plant that right foot back down to the ground. We're going to send our left leg to the ceiling. Point your toe, leg is straight. We go across the body with our circle. So toes go right, down, left, and up through center. Keeping your leg nice and straight. Toe pointed nice and sharply. Keeping that back glued to the ground like cement. Keep that upper body heavy, pushing down towards the ground. And reverse directions of your circle. So you're going to go counterclockwise this time, left, down, right, and up through center. You've got it. After this, we bring the abs back into the picture nice and big. In 3, 2, 1, bend your knees, send your feet both flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. We're going to take it to single leg stretch. Go ahead and curl up chin to chest so that those shoulder blades hover once again. And then I want you to bring your right knee to your chest and hug your arms, wrap your arms around that right shin, hugging the knee nice and tight to the chest. You can leave your left foot planted or you can extend it long to hover over the ground, point your left toe. And then switch. Hug your left knee into your chest, right leg goes flat or hovers off the ground. And switch and switch and switch. Keeping those shoulder blades high the entire time is the goal here. Keeping the upper abs engaged. With the movement of the legs, that's going to create instability through the obliques and low abs. Keep breathing. Getting nice stretch through the back of the leg every time you hug your knee into your chest. And work through the upper abs, keeping those shoulder blades hovering. And in 3, 2, 1, I want you to hug both knees into your chest now into a tight ball. If you need to rest your head for a moment to give those upper abs a break, please do. And then when you're ready, come on back into your tight ball. Knees to chest, arms wrapped around your shins, and shoulder blades hovering. We're going to take it to a double leg stretch. Extend your legs out long to the diagonal as you circle your arms out to the sides and up behind the head, and then hug everything back in. Keep the shoulder blades high, keep the low back glued to the ground, and repeat. Hug everything into a tight ball, extend everything along away from the torso. Legs go out away from you as arms sweep out away from you, and then hug everything back in. Lots big ab wall engagement here. This is not easy. 3, 2, 1, rest your head, rest your feet on the ground. Beautiful job, everybody. Give yourself a little wiggle if you need to. And we're gonna take it to single straight leg stretch next. So similar to our single leg stretch, we're just gonna make the leg longer. So go ahead and curl up chin to chest and send your right leg straight to the ceiling, toe pointed. Take your hands and grab on as high on your right leg as you can towards the right foot. It might be behind the thigh, calf, ankle, whatever's going to work for you. Left leg goes long to hover over the ground. Point your toe. Now you switch. Left leg goes to the ceiling, right leg hovers. Switch and switch. When your legs switch, your hands always stay reaching the same height. They're just going to switch which leg they are holding on to. Reaching as high as you can on that leg towards the foot. Trying to keep your legs as straight as possible. These shoulder blades stay high, hovering off the ground the entire time. Breathe. Again, not easy, but worth doing. 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Send your feet flat to the floor. Let your head rest. Beautifully done. We're going to give those upper abs a break. They've just worked really hard. So keep your head rested. We're going to go into double straight leg stretch. So what that means is send both your legs straight to the ceiling. Glue your legs together. Try to get your legs as straight as you can. Think about pushing back through the backs of the knees, trying to make those legs nice and long. Point your toes. Hands come down outside the hips. Push down into the ground. Belly button pulls into your spine, cementing that back to the ground once again. Lower your legs for 3 counts. And then lift them back up for 1. So legs stay glued the entire time as they lower towards the floor, and then they lift back up to the ceiling. Lower, slower, quick lift. Keeping that low back glued to the ground. If the low back starts to peel off the ground, we limit our range of motion. We make it a little bit smaller. In 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees to your chest. Rest your feet back down on the ground. Beautiful. We're going to take it to our bicycle or crisscross crunches to round out our core warm-up. So go ahead, take your hands behind your head, elbows wide, hover your shoulder blades off the ground, and you're going to curl as you lift your chest, your breastbone towards your left knee as you pull your left knee to your chest, and then you switch. Curl as you pull your right knee to your chest. Switch. If you'd like to turn it into a bicycle kick with your legs, you can. So knee comes to chest, leg extends out long to hover, switch and switch. So curling slightly towards the knee that's pulling towards you. Option to extend the leg after it comes into the chest or to plant it flat as you repeat and alternate. Knee in, extends, knee in, extends as you crunch, crunch, crunch. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job, everybody. Woo! That was tough. Okay, let's go ahead and come to standing for our balance step. I'm going to get a drink of water as I do so feel free to do that as well. We are going to get into standing balance with hip circles. So start with your feet hip width apart, toes forward. Hands can go on your hips if you'd like. They can also hold on to something for balance. And we're just going to draw circles with our hips. So bump your hips to the right, push them forward, bump them to the left, push them back. And feel how this is going to change your balance through your feet. Feel the corners of your feet take more pressure as your hips go into a circular motion. Trying to get grounded here. Focusing on the pressure you're putting on your feet. Pulling your belly button into your spine to help support. Activating through our stabilizers. And when you're ready, you can pause those hip circles. We're going to take it to backward toe taps. Right leg is going to be on the move for all of this. So left leg is your stabilizing leg. Right toes are going to tap behind you and then reset underneath the hip. So take this at your own pace. You choose how big, small, how fast, how slow this movement is. You choose what you hold on to for balance. Maybe hands on hips, hands in the T, hands holding on to something. You have a soft bend through your left knee, your stabilizer leg, to help you activate through the stabilizer muscles and not necessarily rely on the stability of the joint. Now you have the option to stay here, right toes tap back, right toes reset, Or you can add your arms. So right toes tap back, arms reach up overhead, right toes reset, arms come back by your sides. Extend arm and legs away from the torso and then bring them back in. This is adding a big movement through the upper body, changes the way your body balances, changes your weight distribution. You've got it. Moving at your pace, feeling that left leg fire up to help stabilize you. And in 3, 2, 1, you're gonna change this toe tap back to a high knee. So right toe taps back, you can reset and then come into a high knee, reset, tap back, or you can make it fluid. Tap back, high knee, tap back, high knee. You can keep the arms, you can ditch the arms. So whatever you'd like to do, you can make this your own. So toe taps back, resets, high knee, resets, or toe taps back, goes straight into the high knee, or toe taps back, arms reach up, high knee, arms come back to your sides. You're kind of finding your perfect combination of any of these. Find yourself challenging your balance. If you're not wobbling, you're not shaking, try to add something in there. Make it more fluid, maybe reduce touches to the ground. And 3, 2, 1. Both feet flat on the floor. We're gonna take it to a forward fold, stretch out the back of the legs. So fold yourself in half, feet hip width apart, toes forward, reaching towards the toes, feeling a nice stretch through the entire back side of the legs and back side of the body as the head hangs heavy. And when you're ready, slowly roll up to standing. We take it from the top with our hip circles, feet about hip width apart, toes forward. You can take a wider stance with your feet if you'd like, and we push our hips forward, bump them to the left, push them back, bump them to the right, or let's go in the opposite direction, bump them right, back, left, and forward. Whatever direction you went the first time, switch it up. Whichever one feels less natural to you. And just regrounding ourselves, getting a little bit of fluidity through the hips as we draw circles. Keeping your core pulled in. And in 3, 2, 1, reset. Backward toe taps, left leg is on the move this time, right leg is stabilizing. Left leg taps back, resets. You choose your pace. You choose how far you tap back. When you tap back, you can choose how much of your foot touches down as well. Making it your own here. Take a soft bend through that right knee, that stabilizer leg, to help put the muscles to work. Stabilizer muscles turned on and activated. Core pulled in, belly button nice and strong. And in 3, 2, 1, option to add that overhead reach. Toes tap back as arms reach up overhead, and toes reset through center as the arms come back by your sides. Again, you can always pick an option that you had before. You can always try the new stuff I'm offering. You make it your own. And in 3, 2, 1, option to add that high knee. Taps back, comes straight to a high knee, reset, or toe taps back, reset, high knee, reset, and continue. You also have the option to keep those arms going or to ditch them. So if you add the arms reach up as you tap back, come back by your sides as you high knee. You got it. Big balance challenge. You're choosing your pace, you're choosing how big this movement is. Nice job. Right leg is fired up, trying to stabilize you through these movements. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Get a drink of water if you need. We're gonna come down to the ground for some more core focus. I just got a drink of water myself. So we're gonna start with corkscrew. And that means we're on our back, feet to the ceiling, toes pointed. Squeeze your legs together. Head gets to stay rested for this one. Hands flat on the floor, pushing those palms down into the ground outside the hips. We draw circles with our legs. So draw a circle in the air with your legs, keeping them together. And then once you reach the top of the circle, we're alternating directions. So switch. Every circle switches on itself. Now, As we're doing corkscrew, I want you to think about squeezing through the inner thighs to get that extra burn. I also want you to think about your torso. I want you to think about your torso sitting as still as a cinder block here. So the legs are moving, but I want you to keep the torso still, and that's going to be accomplished by really pulling that belly button down, gluing the back to the ground. You've got it. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your knees into your chest, send your feet flat down to the floor. We're going to take it to leg dead bugs. So go ahead and bend your knees, bring your knees over the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. You can keep your hands pushed down into the ground, head stays rested. Right leg extends to hover off the ground, reset. Left leg extends to hover off the ground, reset. Switching, alternating. Now here we're working on low abs, we're working on obliques. So low abs are in the picture whenever our legs are in motion. And that means we want to keep our belly button pulled down. We're activating our low abs, are those abs right beneath our belly button where the zipper of our pants would be. And then our obliques. Anytime we're working one side of the body and it's asymmetrical, so we're not doing the same thing on both sides of our body at the same time because we're alternating legs, that's oblique side abs. And in 3, 2, 1, you can reset, send your feet down to the ground if you want, or you can keep those knees stacked over those hips. Now we're going to take it to a full dead bug. So I want your hands to go to the ceiling. If your knees aren't over the hips, bring them there now. Push your back, glue it into the ground. And we do opposite arm, opposite leg. Extend long away from the torso. So left leg extends long to hover off the ground as right arm reaches back behind the shoulder. And then everything comes back up to your starting position. Switch sides. Right leg or left arm, and switch and switch. This is a huge core stability exercise. Think about pulling the abs in. My abs are tired. I can feel my hip flexors trying to compensate for me already. Pull that belly button down. And in 3, 2, 1, rest those feet down to the ground. We're going to take it into our shoulder or glute bridge, which is going to stretch out those thighs, those hip flexors a little bit for us. But we're going to take it to a wide stance. So your feet are flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, hips down, head rested, palms pushed down into the ground outside the hips. Then I want you to take your feet wider than the frame of your hips, toes turn outward, and then I want you to flex your feet. So your toes come off the ground, heels stay down. From here, we're going to do our glute bridges. Squeeze your glutes to lift your hips towards the ceiling and then lower them back down to the ground nice and slowly. Squeeze the glutes to lift and lower. So the hips and the low to mid back lift. Everything else stays down. With our feet wider than hip width apart, we are activating the outer glutes a little bit more. Inner and outer thighs, you'll see them, or you'll feel them engage quite a bit more. And then with those feet flexed, that's giving the hamstrings an extra stretch, which makes them work just a little bit harder to squeeze and get those glutes up high. So lots of extra spice here. Always an option to come back to feet hip width apart, feet flat. Think about tailbone first to lift, last to lower. And think about that nice straight line from heel or from knees to hips to ribs as you're in that up position. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest those feet back or those hips back down. We are going to go through a series of leg lifts. So start with your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, and then keep your head rested, hands pushed down into the ground outside the hips. Bring your right knee to your chest and then extend your right leg straight to the ceiling with a pointed toe. And then you're going to lower your right leg to hover off the ground and then reset. Right knee comes to your chest, right leg goes straight to the ceiling, right leg hovers off the ground. Repeat. Knee, ceiling, hover. Moving at your pace, knee to chest, leg to ceiling, hovering. This is hip mobility. This is also working through the obliques, low abs. Keep that back glued to the ground. This is also stretching and elongating through those leg muscles after they're working. So You might feel a nice stretch there as well. And in 3, 2, 1, send the right foot flat down to the floor. We're gonna repeat on the left side. So left knee comes to your chest, and then extend your left leg straight, point your toe to the ceiling, hover it off the ground, repeat. Knee to chest, leg to ceiling, hover off the ground, repeat. Knee to chest, leg to ceiling, hover. You've got it. Woo! Keep breathing, and in 3, 2, 1, release that. You can bring your feet flat to the floor, and then we're gonna do some alternating leg lifts and lowers. So I want you to send both legs to the ceiling, straight legs, pointed toes, trying to get your legs as straight as you can. And you're gonna lower your right leg to hover off the ground, and then lift it back up. Lower your left leg to hover off the ground, lift it back up. When you lower your leg, you choose how low you go. Doesn't have to be super low here. You wanna keep your low back glued to the ground. You wanna keep your torso stable and still. If your torso starts to wiggle, if your low back starts to come off the ground, just make the movement a little bit smaller. It's better to be in a smaller movement but isolating than to make the movement bigger and come out of the work. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. All right, we are gonna come up to a seated position for boat pose. So once you are seated, I want you to sit on your bottom, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, sitting so that your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Then I want you to reach your arms forward at shoulder height, fingertips forward, palms face each other. From here, I want you to shift your shoulders back, hinging back, so that your abs catch, and you feel your abs catch. Shoulders are behind the line of your hips, and your abs are helping you balance. Now, think about balancing on the tailbone. Breathing here. You have the option now to lift the feet off the ground. You can keep them planted if you want that base of support, the points of contact with the ground, or you can lift them. So you can keep the bend in your knees, just lift your legs, shins parallel to the ceiling, point your toes, and hold here. Breathe. This is activating through the ab wall. Boat pose. You've got it. And in 3, 2, 1, set those feet down if you did lift them. And then I want you to extend, you're sitting back up nice and tall, shoulders over hips, and extend your legs forward and squeeze them together so they're on the ground. Toes point towards the ceiling, feet flexed. And then reach your arms into a T shape. So left fingertips reach along to the left, outside the left shoulder, right fingertips reach along to the right, outside the right shoulder. And we're gonna do a spine twist. So I want you to think about lifting through the crown of your head, sitting as tall as you can, and twist your chest, your nose to the right, keeping your arms wide, and then count to 3 as you're trying to get deeper into that twist, and then you'll unwind and come through center. When you come through center, that's a great time to do a nice big inhale, and then we twist to the left. Big exhale as you 1, 2, 3, reset. So inhale as you come through center, exhale as you twist and try to open to the right, and then to the left next time you do it. We're getting a nice wringing out of the abs, a nice stretch through the spine, a nice twist through the spine, opening through the shoulders, squeezing through the shoulder blades. Nice job. And in 3, 2, 1, nice job. We are gonna come into a tabletop position. I'm gonna get a drink as we transition onto our hands and knees. So we're gonna be belly button down. Hands are gonna go underneath your shoulders. Knees are gonna go underneath your hips. Shins trail behind you. The tops of your feet, I want to be nice and flat on the ground. Bottoms of your feet towards the ceiling. And we go into some bird dog exercises. So to start this, we're gonna hold it. So I want you to take your right arm and extend it forward long in front of the right shoulder. And then I want you to take your left leg and extend it long behind you. If doing opposite arm, opposite leg isn't working for you, just do the arm for now. So you're balancing on your left hand and your right shin and knee. And you're holding. Keep your back flat. I want you to check in with your head. How's your neck? Is your neck in line with your spine? I want you to think about your neck as an elongation of the spine. Keep reaching long through the toes behind you, long through the fingertips in front of you. And we're gonna reset in 3, 2, 1. Bring everything back down. This time we switch sides. We're doing left hand forward, right leg back, and hold. If doing both opposite arm, opposite leg isn't working for you, you're just gonna choose the arm for this one. Breathe. Keep your back flat, head in line with the spine, belly button pulled in. Balance. Working here, back side of the body working to strengthen us. Core helping stabilize us. You've got it. Nice deep breaths. In 3, 2, 1, reset. Right arm forward, left leg back. If you did just the right arm that last time, put both hands down and just left leg back. So right arm forward, left leg back, hold. Breathe here. Keeping the head in line with the spine. Try to keep your hips level. And reset. Switch sides one more time. Left arm forward, right leg back. If you picked just the arm last time, you're going to do just the leg this time. Try to relax the top of the left foot down to the ground. So many things to do. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Sometimes doing a hold is harder than adding in the movement. Okay. Nice job. Everybody, we're going to go into our back strengthening exercises. So I want you to come to the front side of your body. So once you're lying on the front side of your body, I want you to take your hands outside your hips, just arms long by your sides, nose points down, and squeeze your legs together. I want you to first lift the lower body an inch off the ground. So the legs stay straight, they lift an inch off the ground, lower, and then I want you to take the upper body and lift the upper body, the chest off the ground, and then lower. And then repeat. Legs lift, lower, chest lifts, lower. Lower body, then upper body. You got it. When the upper body lifts, the arms will lift with them because the shoulders are lifting. Think about grounding the hip bones down into the ground. Hips stay grounded the entire time. Belly stays grounded. Everything else alternates lifting and lowering. Next time you are down, stay there, take a deep breath, and we're going to lift both at the same time. So now keep those hip bones pushed down. Pull the belly button towards your spine to get engagement. Again, hips and belly stay down. Upper and lower body, you're going to lift off the ground just a few inches. Trying to keep your legs as close together as they can. They might want to pull apart. That's okay. Squeezing them together will add the extra spice. Now from here, while you're in your hold, I want you to get some shoulder mobility, rotation in. So point your palms outside and then point them in towards you. Roll your palms out, roll your palms in, all while holding this hold, strengthening through the back side of the body. Chest and legs stay lifted. Try to squeeze those legs closer together if you can as the palms face out, palms face in. Feel the shoulder blades roll as you do that. And 3, 2, 1. Rest everything down. Nice job. And then reach your arms forward and long ahead of you. Fingertips forward, palms face down. Legs nice and long, extended behind you. We're going to take it to swimming. So again, hip bones push down. Belly button pulls towards your spine. Hips and belly stay grounded. Upper and lower body lift. Breathe here. And we do swimming. So right arm goes a little bit lower than left arm as right leg goes a little bit higher than left leg. And then you switch, 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 switch. So one goes higher than the other, just an inch or so. And then they switch, 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 switch as fast as you can while keeping a breathing, steady breathing pace. And in 3, 2, 1, let everything drop back down. Beautifully done, everybody. Nice job. We're going to stretch out the spine by going into a quick child's pose rest position. So hands are gonna go underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and then bring your toes together to touch behind you, or your big toes rather, and then sink your bottom back towards your heels, walk your hands forward, bringing your chest and forehead towards the ground. Stretching through the spine, giving it a nice stretch. We just worked the back side of our body quite a bit. Breathe. Nice job, everybody. We are going to take it to our clamshell sequence. We're doing clamshells for our glute series today. I'm going to get a drink of water. We're going to lay left hip down, right hip up. You want to start to get there. I got my water, so we're ready to roll. So I want you to lay with your left hip down on the ground, right hip up, so the hips are stacked one on top of the other. And then I want you to either use your left arm as a pillow, or you can use your left forearm to prop you up. So if you use your left forearm to prop you up, the elbow is beneath the shoulder. Forearm extends forward, palm down, fingertips facing the same direction you are. And I want you to bring your knees nice and tight towards the chest. The further your knees come towards your chest, the more this is going to burn. Okay? So at least have the hips in front, or at least have the knees in front of the hips. If not, pull them even closer to your chest, okay? Then take your right hand, you can push it down into the ground in front of the torso for more anchor stability, support, or you can put your right hand on your right hip to help remind you to keep your right hip stacked over the left. Your right hip is gonna wanna dip back. It probably already did. Keep it forward. So those are your options for your setup. Now point your toes and we take it to our clamshells. We're activating through the outer glutes here. So keep your feet together as they're stacked on top of each other. Right knee is gonna lift towards the ceiling, and then it's gonna lower right back down to touch the left. So right knee lifts, lowers, right knee lifts, lowers. These are called clamshells because your legs are like making the opening of like a clam. Imagine like one of those like Little Mermaid singing clams. Opening and closing. We're singing. And this is burning through the outer glute right away. Keep that right hip stacked on top of the left. This is one of those examples from compensation versus activation. Our body is gonna want that right hip to drop back to make this easier for us. But if we keep that right hip forward, the movement's gonna be smaller, but we're gonna be isolating that muscle so much more, getting so much more strength, so much more work. And in 3, 2, 1, keep the knees together. I want you to keep the knees together, take the right foot and bring it towards the ceiling and then back down. So right foot lifts, lowers, right foot lifts, lowers. This is internal rotation of the hip. So the knees stay together the entire time. The thighs, inner thighs stay glued as the right toes lift and lower. You got it. Internal rotation. We just did a bunch of external rotation. We're just switching it up here. And now we're gonna take it every other. So knees together, toes apart. And then I want you to put your feet together, toes together, knees apart. So knees together, toes apart, toes together, knees apart. Internal rotation, external rotation of the glute. It's spicy. If you need to take a break, that's fine. Get back into it. As you're doing this movement, as if you needed another thing to focus on, I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Think about pulling your left oblique up towards the ceiling, trying to engage the abs to help you with stability. And in 3, 2, 1, now you can rest that right leg on top of the left again. And then I want you to lift your right leg up so it's hovering at hip height. So it's just hovering over the left leg, okay? At hip height, not resting anymore. And I want you to I want your thigh to stay hovering over the right thigh or the left thigh. And I want you to take your lower leg and kick it forward and then bring it back, the heel to your glute. So right leg hovers, the thigh stays stacked over the left thigh, hovering. As the right leg kicks forward, heel comes to the glute. The advantage of keeping the right thigh stacked over the left thigh is that we can't cheat through our kick. You have to keep that activation activated the entire time. Kicking forward, bringing that knee or that heel back to the glute. This is a slow movement for me. Getting those glutes fired up in such a big way. And in 3, 2, 1, rest that right leg down. Nice job. Get a drink if you need. We're gonna switch sides. I certainly need a drink. Okay, so right hip is gonna go down, left hip is gonna go up. You can use your right arm as a pillow, or you can have your elbow underneath the shoulder, forearm flat to the ground, palm down, fingertips forward. And pull your knees towards your chest. I want your knees at least in front of the hips, if not closer to your chest. The closer the knees come to the chest, the more spice you will feel. And we want the spice, okay? Push yourself. Left hand can plant down into the ground in front of the torso for more support, or it can go on your left hip, reminding you to keep that left hip forward. It's gonna wanna dip back, don't let it. And here we go with our clamshells. Keep your feet together. Left knee lifts towards the ceiling and lowers. This isn't a huge lift, okay? If the lift is huge, that means the hip has to dip back. We wanna get it as big as we can without the hip dipping back, okay? If the hip dips back, we lose some of the work through the glutes. Let's keep it tight. Let's keep it in control. Let's keep it activated. We've got it. Woo! Nice job. Remember, try to keep those right obliques pulling up. Even if they're on the ground, if you're lying down, keep them pulled up, activated. Gonna help. And in 3, 2, 1. Keep those thighs and knees together. Left toes lift, left toes lower. So toes lift to the ceiling and then they come right back down on top of the right foot. This is internal rotation. We just did our external rotation with the knee lifts. Now we're doing the toe lifts. You know what's coming. You've got it. Glutes on fire. Breathing. And now we're gonna take it every other. Knees together, toes apart, toes together, knees apart. Switch, switch, internal and then external rotation. Toes together, knees apart, knees together, toes apart. Back in on your left hip. Is it still stacked over the right or is it dipping back? Make your corrections if you need to. And breathe. Woo! You got that. Pushing through. You got it. And in 3, 2, 1, you can stack your legs, rest them for a moment. And then I want you to lift your left leg so it's hovering over the right, keeping the left thigh stacked over the right the entire time. Then I want you to extend your left leg straight, kick it forward, and then kick that left heel back to your glute. I'm doing this nice and slow. You can do it slow too. Keeping that left knee hovering over the right knee the entire time, even when you kick and bend, is going to keep that isolation for us, keep that control for us. And it just makes it burn so much. You got this. You're all doing a beautiful job. This is hard. And you're doing it anyway. I love that for us. We are so strong. In 3, 2, 1, rest those legs. Kudos to you all, everybody. I'm gonna get a drink and we're gonna go into our core rotations. All right, core rotations. We're gonna start on our backs, okay? So we have 3 exercises that we're gonna rotate through 3 times. So for our core rotations, we start on our backs and head is gonna be rested. And we're gonna take your legs straight to the ceiling, point your toes. I want your legs to be as straight as you can get them. Point your hands, push your palms down into the ground outside the hips. We're doing lateral scissor switches here. So I want you to take your legs as straight as you can get them, cross your right leg over your left, then switch, left leg over right. You can choose to lower your legs to the diagonal to any degree here. The thing that is going to keep you in the work is keeping your low back glued to the ground. Okay, it's going to protect the low back and it's going to activate through the low abs for us. This is also working our obliques, our side abs, because our legs are asymmetrical. You got it. And in 3, 2, 1. Send your legs straight up to the ceiling. Once again, we do alternating leg lowers. We did this earlier. Right leg lowers, lifts, left leg lowers, lifts. So straight up and down, we're not crossing anymore, just lifting and lowering. Keep that low back glued to the ground. This is, again, low abs and obliques. You've got it. Breathing as you go through. And in 3, 2, 1, keep those legs up. We're going to take it to a crunch. Hands reach up towards your toes, shoulder blades lift, lower, shoulder blades lift, lower. So my hands are reaching towards my toes. If you want to have more support through the neck, you can have your hands behind your head, light touch behind your head, elbows wide. If you choose hands forward, that's giving you more reach. Your weight is moving in the right direction. If your hands are behind your head, your elbows are wide, you have more support through the neck, but you have less of your weight coming forward, more for your abs to lift. So both options have their perks and their challenges. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head. We take it back to those lateral scissor switches. Legs lowered to a diagonal. Right leg crosses over the left. Left leg crosses over the right. Little scissor switches side to side. Keep those low backs glued to the ground. Think about squeezing through the inner thighs as your legs cross over each other. Low abs and obliques working here. You've got it. Beautifully done. In 3, 2, 1, legs go straight up to the ceiling. Right leg lowers, lifts, left leg lowers, lifts. You choose how low you go when I say lower. You choose your pace. Try to keep your legs as straight as you can. And when I say that, my knees are bent. So try to fight for a straight leg where and when you can. And in 3, 2, 1, keep those legs up. We crunch, lift, and lower through the shoulder blades, upper abs into the picture. Your hands can reach up towards the feet, or you can have your hands light touch behind the head, elbows wide. So I don't want your hands pulling or pushing your neck. I want them just there to take some of the weight of your head away. You've got it. Exhale to crunch, inhale to release. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. We take it back to those lateral scissor switches. Okay, last time through, right leg crosses over left, left leg crosses over right. Got it. Breathe, push that low back down into the ground. We're fighting for this. And in 3, 2, 1, legs up to the ceiling. Alternate. Right leg lowers, lifts, left leg lowers, lifts. You choose how low, you choose how fast. You keep your low back glued to the ground. So if your low back starts to peel off the ground, make it smaller. Make it more in control. You are in charge of your workout here. Listen to your body. Woo! In 3, 2, 1, legs up to the ceiling, we crunch. Hands and legs up. Crunch, release, always the option. Hands behind head, elbows wide. Upper abs into the picture. Burning them out once again. You've got it. Breathe through these final few. And in 3, 2, 1, bring those feet back down to the ground. Nice job. Stay head rested. And we're going to windshield wiper here just for a second for our hip flexors. So stay where you are. And then let your knees or feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, head rested. And then let your knees fall right. And then bring them through center, let them fall left. And it's okay if your hip peels off the ground a little bit as you go through. Just want you to loosen up the hip flexors a little bit because we had our legs up for that entire sequence. And from there, get a drink of water. If you need, we'll go into our cool down. Here we go. Here's some Zen for you all. Nice job, everybody. I'm going to get a drink of water. We're going to go into our cool down. For our cool down, feel free to follow along with me or do what feels best in your body. And here we go. For our cool down, I'm going to start on all fours in cat-cow to decompress the spine and release the abs. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, chins extended long behind you. Tops of your feet nice and soft on the ground, bottoms of your feet facing up. Nice big inhale, head in line with your spine. And then on your exhale, we take it to cat. Push your spine to the sky, tuck your chin to your chest, decompressing through the spine, pushing through the palms. And then on your exhale, push your belly down low, roll your shoulders down and back, point your nose forward, let the abs release. And go through this with your breath cycle, cat and cow. So cat is an exhale and spine up. Cow is an inhale and spine down. You can make this your own by adding wiggles where wiggles feel good. Maybe you shift your weight forward and back, side to side as you go through. Find what's going to feel good for you. Did a lot for the core, so doing a good job at kind of wiggling it out. Releasing. And when you are ready, come back to a flat back. We're going to curl your toes under and push our hips to the sky. So downward dog pike position. So your hands and feet are on the ground. Push your heels towards the ground for a deeper stretch. Pull your chest to your knees for a deeper stretch. And you're going to feel a stretch through the entire backside of the body. So those heels down elongates the backs of the legs, and the chest forward elongates through the spine. Maybe you pedal out your legs a little bit. So maybe you take a soft bend to the right knee, then you switch, take a soft bend to the left knee as you straighten the other leg and feel the stretch change and get deeper through that lengthening leg. And when you're ready, bring those knees softly back down to the ground and roll into your backs. Once you are on your back, go ahead and hug your right knee to your chest, and then your left foot can go flat on the floor or it can extend long on the ground. Start to breathe here. So foot flat would be supportive through the lower back. Leg long would be a stretch through the front of the left hip as you hug that right knee into your chest as tight as you can. And then maybe on your exhale, you let that right knee come a little bit further to the right, just opening an inch or two to let the stretch come through the inner thigh, outer hip. And now we twist. So take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, guide the right knee up and over to the left side of the body. Right arm goes long to a T outside the right shoulder, nose points right. From here, we're getting a nice opening through the chest and shoulder, a nice twist through the spine, and a nice opening and stretch through that right glute. Breathing here. Think about releasing with every breath. And you can unwind, maybe roll out your spine, bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a little rock side to side, and then we'll switch. So hug your left knee into your chest. Your right leg can go out long on the ground, or you can plant your right foot flat to the floor. Again, whatever option you choose has its own benefits. And we breathe. On your next exhale, feel free to guide that left knee outside to the left a little bit more, maybe an inch or so, to allow the stretch to come through the inner thigh, outer hip. And if you'd like, we can take it to our twist. Right hand outside of left knee, guide the left knee up and over towards the right today. And the left arm goes long to a T, nose points left. Getting a nice opening through the chest and shoulders, a twist through the spine, and a nice stretch through that right glute. Feels so good after those clamshells. And when you're ready, you can come back to the center, give yourself a little hug, rock side to side. And when you're ready, you can roll up to a seated position. Once you're seated, we'll go into our seated forward fold. So extend your legs nice and long in front of you, arms by your side, shoulders stacked over the hips. As you inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and up over the head. And as you exhale, hinge forward, reach for your toes. I'm going to offer some options here for our forward fold. Feel free to take these not only today, but whenever we go into our forward fold. So if you're not quite reaching your toes, which is perfectly normal, you have the option to have a soft bend in your knees. And when you have a bend in your knees, those heels, those feet end up closer to you, right? So it's easier to reach them. And you can stretch from there. And then periodically, you just think about extending through the backs of those knees to straighten those legs once you do have a hold on those toes. And slowly over time, we can get our legs a little bit longer, just releasing a little bit more tension as we go. You can also have the option to land wherever you may land. So if you do want a straight leg, hands can be at the shins, ankles, toes, wherever you're going to be is fine. Think about elongating through the entire backside of the body. So let the shoulder blades separate from each other. That's going to allow the stretch to come up through the spine. And go ahead and release that, and we'll come to our butterfly. So the bottoms of the feet can come together to touch in front of the hips. And then that means the knees have to bend out to each side. Hinge forward from the waist here, opening up through the inner thighs, through the hips, breathing. Maybe you rest your inner thighs or your forearms on your inner thighs to open up through the hips and the inner thighs a little bit more. Maybe you pull your knees or maybe you pull your heels closer to your hips. Maybe you let your knees fall wider. And you can go ahead and release that. Extend your legs open nice and wide to a wide V shape. So legs are straight, wider than the hips. Take your hands and walk them forward on the ground in front of your hips until you can reach as far as you can, reaching energetically forward with those fingertips, opening up through the hips, the inner thighs, and then stretching through the spine as well, trying to reach as long as you can, letting the stretch come up through the mid to lower back. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to center, and we'll come into our child's pose or rest position to round this out. So hands and knees, tabletop position. Bring your toes, big toes together to touch behind you. Sink your bottom back towards your heels, and bring your hands forward. Bring your chest and forehead towards the ground, and extending nice and long. Shift your bottom towards your heels. Reach your fingertips forward, elongating through the spine. If it feels good, you can pitter-patter your hands a pace or two to the right. Stack your left hand over the right. Getting a little side bend with your rest position or child's pose stretch. And if you took that option, pitter-patter your hands back through center and then a pace or two over to the left, stacking your right hand over your left. Feeling that nice elongation. And coming back through center, reaching those fingertips nice and long, sinking those hips down. Think about the opposition, the pull of the fingertips forward, the pull of the tailbone back. Really stretching and elongating the body. Think about drawing your shoulders down. Breath here for yourself. And if there's anything else you need to stretch, please feel free to do so. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording.